So I started early. No panic. Your clock is correct. And hopefully you can hear me. Who knows? With the way technology's been going for me right now, maybe you can't. All right, loud and clear. Thank you, Ruth. And hello to Fred and Bill B and Bill J. Hello, Mike G. I think Aimless is here too. Yep. Hello, Aimless. So starting a little bit early so we can get a rolling start. We're going to start at 15 minutes past, and then small concession for me and my sanity is we're going to do 20 minutes instead of 25. So ahoy, Mike. And that's because I got asked to fill in tonight for the stats crew, and in order for me to get to the early game time, we've got to trim a little bit. So I'm not sure what my personality quirk is of trying to be able to make sure I can do both, but we're going to do both. So, meditate a little harder. So I did my second or third meditate your face off with Cara Lai today. And that is, it's interesting because the format for Cara's thing is a little bit like what I'm trying to do with Zoom sessions. And so that was a nice little nudge of encouragement in that direction. So if you haven't, I think everyone that I'm seeing on over in chat is on the live stream. Welcome, Moira, and welcome, Colette and Brian. We started a little early, no worries. Thank you for being here. And bonjour, Paul. But so if you, for some reason, you aren't on the mailing list, which I think is all of you, you can email that email address that I just put in the chat, and I will send you the link for Zoom on Saturdays. So that's going to be at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific, or 8 a.m. if you're in Arizona. And we'll do 15-minute practice and then open discussion topic about the open discussion, or an open discussion about our practice. That's what I want to say. So, and we're going to do that in March, Saturdays in March. And that's my peace offering to you for not having more of my Substack mindfulness stuff done. So, and because March has 5 Saturdays, we'll get 5 Saturdays in if you were here last week. So, and there was 5 of us, I think, if I'm counting correctly, last week. And I think I got the conversation into a way nerdy rabbit hole, but I thought it was an enjoyable conversation. So let's see, what else? Jeff is, I believe, your guide on Sunday for the Do Nothing Project. No news on that front. If you do get the Home Base with Jeff emails, there was Jeff spoke at a neurodiversity session in Alberta. You can see the video for that. That video has been posted up by the group that hosted that, so you can check that out. And that's in your email if you get the Home Base with Jeff email. And I think the Home Base with Jeff email is basically the Do Nothing Project email have been kind of migrated over to that. So, hello, Saban. Yeah, for Aimless and Saban, I hope you make it. It's the same time. So, if you're just joining, which according to the number count on YouTube is a couple of you, we're doing a little bit of a rolling start at the top here. And we're going to do 20 minutes today. And we're going to do feel rest as our technique. So I'll get the other things. If you happen to have landed here out of nowhere and you have no idea who I am, I love Zambonis, first of all. And second, I am a certified mindfulness meditation coach. My name is Andrew. I am a software engineer by trade and training. And most folks will know me as the sometimes guest host, most times moderator for the Do Nothing Project on Sundays. So, Feel Rest is, in essence, the unified mindfulness technique. We're going to narrow our focus range to feel. So that could be physical body sensations, touch, itches, breath, things like that. Emotional body sensations, and then any sensation of rest. So that idea of like when you have a heavy object and you put it back down, that like that is one way of looking at rest. Sometimes there's rest around movement. So you can feel rest sometimes in your rib cage as the rib cage moves very subtly. So there's a few places for rest. So I'm going to invite the bell. We're going to start. We'll finish likely at about 36 minutes past the hour. Thank you for being here. Thanks for navigating the time change. Yeah, and there's one thing I'll say about the Zoom at the end, so someone can remind me. The link that went out says it's only 30 minutes. It's an hour, so I'll mention that at the end. All right. So really kind of just settling in. And just seeing, for me, I can feel kind of a hurriedness in me and sort of hurtling into the next moment. So just, again, that's an inner temperature kind of a thing, or seeing what my inner weather is like. I'm not trying to change that. I'm just like, oh, that's here. Just acknowledging it. Operating from the stance that we can make everything workable. And then checking in with my posture, upright without being uptight. And then shifting to a few deliberate breaths. Slow and low is the tempo we're going for. Breathing in through the nose allows us to slow that breath down. Breathe low into the belly. And then when the breath turns around and becomes, the inhale becomes the exhale, seeing if we can extend that out breath, that exhale. And so I offered a hurried framing for our technique, Feel Rest. Well, again, we're narrowed, so not worried about see or hear. Bringing our attention to physical body sensations, or feel out. Emotional body sensations, feel in. And feel in includes neutrality. So if we're worried that neutrality is going to get left out, no worries. And the rhythm of our technique is really noticing where our attention is, soaking that in as we concentrate, optionally labeling feel. And without trying to force it, if we feel, if there's a restful sensation in the body, we can use the same pattern, noticing, soaking the attention in, and then optionally labeling it rest. And think of it as a sensation that has a positive or relaxing tone to it. And the last thing I'll offer is just, with feel being our category, you want to use a home base like the breath for a little bit before widening to the rest of the focus range. You can do that too. That's a lot of options. I'll let you select from those. And I will check in a little bit with a few thoughts and suggestions. So sometimes I'm battling mental talk or hear in that is generating a emotional sensation, like a feel in around trying to, like, sort of getting it rightness, maybe is a awkward way of describing it, where there's this energy of me trying to get the technique absolutely right. So I gave you a lot of things to work with. So if there's a getting it rightness kind of energy, noticing that, just like you would notice any other feel stimulus. Again, no judgment. You may have that thought judgment, no big deal. Bring the attention back to the body. And just seeing if you can kind of let that judgment down, put it off to the side. And the judgment's going to arise. That's not a problem. Being able to bring your attention back is the strengthening part of that. So that's one thing that can come up. It's coming up for me a little bit. And then if you're in a place where you can sigh, you can double inhale and then sigh out of your mouth, sort of a it's one way you might generate a bit of relaxation and rest in the body. Again, we're not forcing it, we're cleverly nudging in that direction, borderline forcing, but just seeing if we can cultivate and create some rest. And then kind of returning back to the rhythm of the noting practice. So, a few things. Hopefully, you either aren't experiencing the getting it rightness, or you can succeed in putting it off to the side. So it's a reminder, it's your sit, you decide. You want to continue with the technique, feel rest, you can, but this is your opportunity to put that on the shelf and shift into do nothing. And a reminder of the pith of the instructions. We notice any intentions to control our attention and we let them go. So see if the rest cultivated in the beginning of the session can translate into do nothing. And if not, see what arises. So I will invite the bell to signal the end of our sit. Thank you for your practice. May the fruits of our practice be for the benefit of all beings. May our actions be for the benefit of all beings, including ourselves. All right. Thank you for everyone for navigating the time change and all of that shift. We're good until November. So I will nudge on the time reminders a bit for folks. You're incredibly welcome. Thank you. Welcome, Gabrielle. Glad you made it. Yeah, so I've been posting some of the reminders on Instagram as leonards.coaching. And then I think everyone here I recognize as being on the mailing list. But if for some reason you're not getting emails from me, I sent 2 this week. You can email me at the email address I just dropped into chat. And if you joined right around the start, that was only 20 minutes if that felt short. So we shortened our 25 minutes to 20 minutes today. This will hopefully be kind of a one-time thing. And then every Saturday for March, Saban, I don't know what my April is going to look like, and I know I'm going to be out of the country in May. So I know that I can do that for March. And so March, 8 a.m. Arizona time, and then that's 11 Eastern. I'll let you do the math for the other ones. And Arizona is equivalent to Pacific right now with the time change. So I think that's most things. I have a hockey game to adjourn to. Everything's on for Sunday. I'll see you Sunday if you can't make it on Saturday. And then look in your inbox for that Zoom link. And then if for some reason you don't get the Zoom link, you've got my email in the chat. And so you can send me an email too and be like, hey, where'd that thing go? And I can send it to you. So have a great rest of your day and great rest of your week. And happy Thursday for our Aussie viewers. Bye now.